So hello everybody, and yeah, my name is Veronika, and today I'm representing Employment and Economic Development Office of Southeast Region, or everybody knows it as T office, or in Finnish language is TE-toimisto. So I work as a specialist at integration services, and my customers are mostly recently moved to Finland foreigners. So I'm also very glad to have an opportunity to be a speaker today at the Empower Wednesday program once again, and have participated already for 2 times before that. And one moment. And today I would like to tell you shortly about features of working society and labor market in Finland, and I will also focus on the job seeker services of T office, and I will tell you about different other independent ways to get employed in Finland. And before I start, I want you to share your experience as a customers of T office. Which services did you use, for example, how useful they were for you, or maybe you can tell which services you wish to get from T office. And please put your comments in the chat, and also you can put your questions to me. And if you want, you also can be in touch with me by email if you want me to answer some questions, so I will answer you personally. Yeah. So how does Finnish labor market works? Firstly, I would like to begin from some facts about Finnish labor market, and we have to keep in attention that we have different factors affecting employment situation generally in Finland and everywhere, and also there are different possibilities to find the work. Firstly, there are economical situation in the country which affects amount of available jobs on the market. As we know, corona pandemic has brought a lot of problems, and a lot of people lost their job or have been laid off. But now situation is getting better all the time, and specialists from T office say that amount of the open vacancies has returned to before corona pandemic level or become even higher. Definitely open job vacancies spread unequally on the market, and some fields suffer from lack of the professionals, and some have too many applicants and competition is very high. Other factors which affects our job hunting, employers' readiness to employ people, and also their requirements for certain job position. Of course, personal attitudes of each employer also affect the readiness to employ person with immigrant background. For example, there are such things as xenophobia, cultural reasons, racism, and others. So something is happening with my mouse. I don't know. So slides are switching all the time. Yeah. Also, characteristics of job seeker are also meaningful in job searching. So which kind of work we are ready to do, which terms we can accept, and what we can offer for an employer. So our educational background, work experience, skills, ideas, and motivation. If we have some personal limitations and criteria for work, for example, amount of salary, certain professional field, and position level, all these things make variety of possible jobs smaller or wider. And of course, this job hunting itself, which tools we use, which channels we use in job searching. So all these things affect the result. Yeah. And also we need some luck to get employed, I think so. Or what do you think? You can also comment this question. Is luck exist in job hunting and getting a job? And Finnish labor market is characterized by equality and the principles of democracy. In Finland, foremen and supervisors do not position themselves at a higher level than their workers. Features of Finnish work culture are mostly about teamwork and cooperation. And communication with boss is more informal than in many other countries. And it also doesn't matter if your boss or workmate is older or younger than you. So it's the same. Of course, there's some kind of subordination on the working place, but usually foremen are much more near to workers than in other countries. And there are also some difference between organizations, and for example, in public sector organization as T office, there are still a lot of hierarchy principles. But foremen try to take care of the workers and to take an attention and an opinion of every worker. Other feature is professional unions. So the Finnish labor market system is based in agreement and mediation. So agreements on working conditions and pay have been made between employees and the employees and the employer. And these agreements are called collective agreements, and they are made separately for each field and profession. And professional unions are very active in Finland, and they have a lot of power. And they seek to protect the interests and rights of their members, try to improve wages and employment safety, and improve the quality of working life. Another very bitter thing is discrimination, unfortunately. So discrimination exists in Finland, and actually about this phenomena is made study in 2019, and the study shows that as an immigrant you might send much more job applications to get even an invitation to a job interview, even if you have the same skills, work and educational background as Finns. Also, some nationalities are more preferable by employers than others. Of course, somebody has a microphone on. Thank you. And we all know that there are places and companies which doesn't require Finnish language skills, but these requirements depends a lot on industry and position. In some professions, is enough to manage the Finnish language at level A2. It's like a basic level, and some positions requires C1 or C2 level of Finnish, for example, governmental organizations. And a lot of employers still want their workers speak Finnish, especially in customer service tasks and in companies which use documentation in Finnish language. Another feature is fixed-term contracts or short contracts. So the truth is that before somebody, also a Finn, gets permanent contract, he or she usually work on fixed-term contract. Employer gives permanent contract to person already well known in organization and which already showed personality and competencies. So Finnish legal system is built very strictly and it protects workers' rights very well. For employer, it's very difficult to fire a person on permanent contract. So that's why a lot of people usually start from fixed-term contracts, and after that they can get permanent contract. And a lot of people are working during many years only on fixed-term contracts and never get a permanent one. And I could say that getting permanent contract in Finland is like winning a lottery. But it's possible, really. Another thing that a lot of Finns start to work at very simple jobs, especially when they don't have any other work experience. And in Finland, it works really, because here you can move on and grow on your career path in one company. Actually, I know situations when person has started as a cashier in the market chain, and after that became a manager in their main office. Or also we have such kind of stories in Turku when one guy started as a ship cleaner and after that became an HR manager, supervisor. So being inside, it's much easier to get better job position in the same company, because usually companies prefer to employ people from inside. And if you have potential and competencies, if you are motivated and you're able to show them to other people, so you will succeed. And very important thing for job hunting, for getting a job in Finland, are networks and contacts. So in Finland, if you want to get a job, usually you should know somebody from inside of the field or company, especially if you don't have previous work experience and work history in Finland. That actually doesn't mean corruption, but rather getting information from the first hands or getting recommendations. As I said previously, being inside is much easier to get job from the same field or from same company, because people are already familiar with you and they know the way you're doing your work and your professional skills. So the matter is to get proper information about hidden jobs from the first hand and letting other people to know about your skills. And it's very important to know somebody, because usually people ask their friends, colleagues, if they can recommend somebody. And in Finland, Finnish people appreciate the recommendations they give, but they never recommend somebody if they are not sure for 100% in characteristics and skills of the person they recommend. And also lifelong learning is very important in Finnish working life. According to Finns, lifelong learning is fundamental right, and extensive general education is a value in itself. People are constantly learning in a number of different environments, at work, with family, in different leisure activities. We learn and study new things in Finland in order to succeed in this changing world. And for example, I'm also studying all the time. I was studying all my living in Finland. And it helped me to get a network here and also necessary competencies for Finnish employers. And one important thing, like big challenge for immigrants, is that Finnish employers they appreciate Finnish education and work experience got in Finland, and they recognize education from abroad very badly. But I think that situation is getting better all the time, and employers will be more ready to employ people from abroad with education from abroad. So now I'd like to tell you about services of TE office, which can help you with finding a job. Firstly, I hope that everybody knows TE office. and the task of the office. So we help job seekers by finding and offering jobs, and we also provide advice and coaching in job search. Secondly, we give information on the educational options, fields of education and occupation, and also the funding of studies. So job seekers also have the opportunity to get help from our psychologists in questions related to career planning. And we also offer career coaching in which job seekers can get a better understanding of their career choices and career options. When registering as a job seeker with the office, tell what kind of work experience and competence you have. So based on that information, the T office will send you job offers. You may receive job offers for entrepreneurial places if you have informed us that you are interested in entrepreneurship. Offers can also be made for part-time work, for example, and as far as possible, the job offers take into account your wish for the location of the workplace, the duration of the employment relationship, and working hours. And about job coach, so job coach will help you personally when you are looking for a job that suits you. So with the coach support, you will discover and make visible your competence and strength in the labor market. So you can get up to 50 hours of job coaching from the office. So, and it's free for you. But it's unfortunately not possible to apply to the coaching online. So if you want to use this service, you have to contact your contact person, expert from the office, and inform him or her of your interest in job coaching. And your contact person will send information about you to the coach, and the coach will contact you after that. So coach can, for example, help you in job searching, in preparing a job application, for example, getting ready for an interview or entering into an employment relationship. Yes, and it's also possible to find a job with a job coach for work tryout, but I will tell about this a little bit later. And we also provide job search trainings. So it's like a job searching short course, and it can take up to 10 days. So you will learn about different tools of job hunting in a group. And you also can apply for attending the job search training through your contact person or online. We also have information on our website about that. So yeah, one another tool to enter the job market is work tryout. So it's actually a very good way to get some work experience in Finland and possibly get employed in the organization. And so we will be attending the work tryout. You will have an opportunity to impress the employer with your skills and motivation. So it's like a work trial at a workplace where you do some practical working life tasks, and where you can clarify or confirm your ideas of work that might be suitable for you. Other purpose of work trial is to clarify your vocational and career choice options, or to support your return to the job market. Work trial might be organized also if you are planning to change fields or occupations for some reason. So in this case, the aim is to understand if the new field or occupation are interesting for you, or is it a certain field or occupation even possible for you. So other reason is also if you have been outside of the job market for a long period, for example, while being unemployed or caring for children. So the aim of the work trial is to find out what type of support you will need to update your skills and get back to work. Duration of the work trial varies as the customer situations and the goals of the trial may be different. So the duration of work trial is maximum 12 months, but it cannot be more than 6 months with the same employer. And daily and weekly working hours during the trial may also vary depending on your situation. The work trial may at the most take place on 5 days a week and from 4 till 8 hours per day. So if you want to attend work trial out period, so you have to look for a place by yourself. But if you need the help, so the office also can help you, and the office can also inform you about employers who could provide a place for you. And before you start a work trial, you should make a written agreement with the employer and with the T office. It's very necessary to make it before the work trial starts. And the work trial organizer, the foreman at the place, will be responsible for your guidance and supervision throughout the trial period. And actually this work trial period, it's not a relationship, but many of the same acts and procedures that apply to workers in an employment relationship will also apply to you. And of course, you will receive the same benefits during the work tryout as you did when you were unemployed, if you get unemployment benefits. And a very important thing that if the work tryout was part of your employment plan or other similar plan, for example, integrational plan, if you're a customer of integration services, so your unemployment benefits may be increased. And the decision on this increase will be made by the party paying the unemployment benefits. So it would be either unemployment fund or Kela. Of course, you can also make like an internship within your studies at university or other school, but there are no other ways to pass for internship work tryout here in Finland because Finnish law prohibits unpaid work doing. So it should be officially organized, the third part, which can provide work or health insurance for you. Employer cannot provide work insurance for people are not officially registered in the company. So if it's tryout organized by T office, so T office or Ministry of Employment and the Economy provides the insurance for you for the duration of the work trial, and it will cover your occupational diseases, insurance, and different accidents if they happen. And for example, if the internship within studies, so school provides the insurance for you. And before you start work tryout or internship, you should think carefully what place it could be. So because work tryout will give you new skills and can increase your professionalism. After a very fruitful tryout period, you can pretend on the same work in another organization, or maybe same company could employ you. And of course, you will also get such benefits as increasing your network, getting know right people, and getting recommendations. So it's also very important to ask feedback from organizer of tryout or internships, and of course, recommendations. And this can help you to understand what you should develop in your competencies. Another service of T-office you can use is a pay subsidy. Pay subsidy is an economic benefit that T-office may grant to an employer to cover pay costs of an employed job seeker. The purpose of work supported by pay subsidy is to improve the professional competence of prospective employees and to help them find work in the open labor market. Pay subsidy is granted and paid to the employer, but the granting of the subsidy is always based on the unemployed job seeker's need for the service. And the pay subsidy may be granted, for example, for companies, for communities such as associations, foundations, registered religious communities, municipalities, and households. And it also can be granted for open-ended or fixed-term contracts and for also apprenticeship training. And it's also available for part-time employment. And of course, pay subsidies can be granted for employing persons whose disability or illness decreases their productivity. And duration also varies. And T-office decides on the duration and amount of the subsidy on a case-by-case basis. So actually, the duration of subsidy period depends on the duration of the individual's unemployment and the impact of disability or illness on work performance and on the employer. So pay subsidy can be up to 30, 40 or 50% of pay costs. And the maximum pay subsidy is set in the state budget. And for example, in 2021, it's maximum 1,400 euros per month. So employer will get this amount to cover your salary. And if a pay subsidy is granted due to a lack in the professional skills of the job seeker, the amount and duration of the subsidy are specified by the length of the unemployment period of person hired for the job. The longer a person has been unemployed before receiving the pay subsidy, the higher the amount and longer the duration of the subsidy. So here you can see how it depends. For example, if period of unemployment was of less than a year, so the office can cover 30% of payroll costs and the duration can be up to 6 months. And if unemployment period has lasted at least 12 months within a 40-month period, so amount would be 40% and duration up to 12 months. So, and for example, if job seeker has been unemployed for 2 years at least, so amount of subsidy would be 50% and duration also would be up to 12 months. But the system is much more complicated. So this is like example. So we have also many other terms of granting subsidies. So if you're interested in that, you should contact the office and to ask which amount of subsidy and for how a long period you can get or employer can get for employing you. So now I will continue with the different tools and channels to find job independently. So of course, first and very simple and common tool is to use job advertisement websites. And of course, most common one, I think, is the website of T-office. So this is the first link you see here in the list. So almost all companies in Finland publish job advertisements on our website. And on our website, you can also find some advertisements in English language, but most of them, they are in Finnish. And Other websites also advertise different jobs, and they could be the same job advertisements on different websites. So you have to be very careful with applying or finding the job places. And also in this list, you can see websites for international talents as jobs.work in Finland and jobsfinland.fi. So on these websites, you will find advertisements in English languages, in English language for international talents. And employment agencies are very popular in Finland among employers and employees as well. So for many of them, it brings like independence from some obligations, such as health services for workers, insurances, and offering certain amount of working hours. And actually a huge amount of vacancies pass to the market through the services of employment agencies. Agencies can offer as short-term contracts as long-term contracts. And I think that it's also a good opportunity to get work experience from different companies and to get to know a lot of people. And sometimes customer of an employment agency can also offer permanent contract to the rented worker. So here you can see links where you can find a list of different employment agencies, recruiting agencies in Finland. Actually, most of job vacancies, they are like very simple job, not for highly educated people, but it's good to start from something. Because as I said earlier, a lot of Finns start from low paid work and grow up in one company. So this is one of the paths you can use. If you want to ask me about how these recruiting companies work, so you can ask me in the chat, or you can also put me a mail message. So I will tell you a little bit more about different contracts and terms. Yes, and headhunters. You can also use services of headhunters in Finland. So they're not so much in Finland, much less than employment agencies, but they make silent recruiting for customer companies. So actually their main target group is professionals. And in headhunting, they use LinkedIn to find candidates, and they contact them by sending private message. So I actually heard a lot of times from my friend how headhunters try to steal her for another company. But if you want, you can also leave an open application on their website. So you will find the list of the companies also through this link, the second link. And open application, sending open applications is another way to find a job. It's more challenging, but anyway, I think it's very useful. So before you start, you should search for information in the internet. You should monitor news, what is going on in the region, and maybe you will get to know that some company increasing production and starting wide recruitings in the region. So it's very important to monitor the news. And in order to start sending open applications, you need to make a list of companies of your professional area or companies you're interested in, and to start also discover them. Maybe you would like to choose one or several target companies. And in order to find out information about companies or companies you would like to contact, you can use Phonecta online service, or for example, website of the Chamber of Commerce of Turku. Actually, I personally like to use Connect database. There you can find all in Finland registered companies. So you can just put some keywords in the search bar on the website, and after that you will get a long list of different companies. So choose most interesting ones and start to discover them. So you can visit their website and monitor their news of what's going on in the company. And before you put an open application to your company, so think about what you could offer to them if you apply for work. So maybe you have some interesting new idea, some solution, or your professional skill. You have something to offer. And after that, you can write an open application to the company. So that that attitude would give you an advantage as a job seeker. And maybe you can also discover their co-companies, suppliers, distributors, or competitors, and also you can apply for the job to them. But it's very important that you should do this work systematically, and you have to make a clear plan. So for example, you can make some table and to put all the information in the table. So job fairs and expos are very important in job seeking. So job fairs are organized in order to help employers to find manpower. And I actually recommend to visit job fairs very often if you can. So you can print out your CVs and you just can go to expo or job fair to speak with representatives of companies, because it's very good opportunity to show yourself and to make the first impression. So maybe you will speak with a lot of people without any result, but maybe somebody will notice you and will remember you. So actually the same thing happened with my colleague. I was working at city of Turku. So she came to Turku from abroad as an expat, and she visited the job fair and had a conversation with the representative of city of Turku and left her CV. And after that, she got a call and she got invited for an interview and she got a job. And professional expos is a very good place to meet representatives from companies of a special field. So just go there and speak with people and show your professionalism, for example, giving a comment about some new technology or sharing your experience. Maybe it's not necessary to ask for a job straightly, but some fruitful dialogue will make a good impression and person will probably remember you. And it's very important also to stay natural in the conversation. So honest concernment in the subject or project and company itself is the best way to make an impression. There are also a lot of different projects in Turku helping immigrants in job hunting. So their services are free of charge, and most of them make in collaboration with local companies. And they also provide very useful information about working culture, job hunting tips, and so on. You can also get even your own mentor, which will lead you and support you during your job hunting process. And for example, one of the main projects I think now in Turku is Osaamiskeskus project. So, but their services are only available for citizens of Turku, but they collaborate with different companies and they provide job hunting consultation, and they also make some kind of short courses. So you can ask for advice. Osaamiskeskus, and they have different languages, like services available in different languages. So as I already said, that contacts and local network, it's not so easy to get professional job here. And we should remember about also hidden jobs market, which is about 70% of the whole open vacancies. So the question is, how can you grow up your network? And the first tip for you is visiting professional circles, trainings, and seminars. So you can find a lot of information and advertisement about events of your professional occupation in LinkedIn, for example, in the open internet, just Googling, and on websites of universities. If you already know some people working in your professional area, ask them for advice, where you can meet other professionals of your field and which courses, seminars you should attend in order to meet people. You can also ask for advice from, for example, from your professor or teacher, even if you studied in another country. Maybe the university has some kind of collaboration with local universities, and they know right people or could recommend you to them. And as I said before, professional unions are very active in Finland. So if you are a member of one, you can attend different networking and educational events organized for union members. And there you can meet a lot of new people from your professional area. And when you are attending these events, please don't be shy. Meet people and speak with them. Present yourself, take part in small conversational breaks, or give, for example, a comment to a key speaker. The main rule is that try to be visible and try to meet influencers of the field, so which could affect your employment and which can give you an advice or recommendation. For example, if someday you pass to an interview with this person, he or she will probably remember you somehow, or just they have some feeling that you have already met somewhere. So I heard also stories when participant of some conference or student asked key speaker professor some interesting and difficult question, and this professor couldn't even answer this question at the moment. And after the presentation they talked, and professor said that he was very impressed by this question. And when the student, and he said that when the student will graduate, so it was a friend of mine, so she can ask for a job from his company. So you should be visible, and you should be everywhere, and you should be also very courageous and brave. And another very interesting way to get new contacts is volunteering. As Lucia already told you, I was doing volunteering work for the last 10 years in multicultural organizations. So, and my personal aim was to make a contacts, to learn new things, to understand how things work here in Finland, and to get like new competencies and some experience. And actually, I have got a lot of new contacts from City of Turku and from other organizations. So making volunteering work, you take an advantage of all your skills, keep the level, and you can even develop and get new competencies. If you are professional in some kind, so people will notice that for sure. And Finnish people likely make volunteering work, and they appreciate very much when others doing volunteering work as well. And a lot of organizations organize long and short-term projects. And for example, if you're a volunteer and if you have an idea, so you can apply for funding and you can make your own project which can employ you. So and this this will bring you nearer to all actors of the field. Of course, the first sector, NGOs, for example, and volunteering, they have a lot of possibilities to connect people from different organizations and from different fields, because they collaborate with municipalities and companies and other organizations. And in the organizations also, you will meet Finnish people and you can practice your Finnish language skills if you want to. Another way to show your professionalism is to keep blog or make a portfolio. So these tools are suitable for those who has really something to say. It's not for everybody, it's so challenging. But if you have really your own opinion in some subject and you would like to share it with other world, or if you have some new point of view, new ideas, and you want to comment something happening in the society, so it's a good way to show your professionalism and to get visibility here. So you can make your blog in some live journals. You can try to write columns in newspapers or magazines, and maybe you could start from some professional magazines or newspapers of non-profit organizations. So there are so many ways to find the right channel. Maybe it would be social media as LinkedIn or Facebook, or even you can make your own web page. And maybe it sounds not so well, but also remember to use your friends and also just a bit known people in finding new contacts, because they might know people not from your personal social circle. Ask them for an advice, for any tip or small help. Maybe they might know some right people, or if they can share information about some event. So it would be very useful for you. And activeness is very important in Finland. Being everywhere, knowing right people, keeping trying are the best way to get a job proposal. So Finland is not so big country, as you know, and Turku is a rather small city. And in Finland, we live only over 5 million people. So getting to know right people in this country is not so difficult process, but it's very important. Maybe a good thing in other hand and not so good in another. So everybody knows each other, especially in same professional field. Maybe it will take a couple of years to get to know how everything is working here and who are the main actors and influencers in the field. So here's some more advice for you. You should take in attention in your job hunting. So the first is be visible. So you should be visible somehow. Maybe you should make something people see you and notice you. Tell to everybody about your aim and what do you want to achieve. Attend different events, speak with people, share your thoughts in internet, in your blog, and tell everybody what you want. And ask people for an advice and information. So information is a weapon. And you can ask advice, especially from successful people from your professional area. So ask them, how did they get job? What was their professional path? Ask what is going on in the field and which are the most important things. And maybe they can also recommend you to contact some person. And you should be also systematic. You have a plan. You should have a plan, and without a plan, you are moving without certain direction, so nowhere. And actually, you should believe in yourself. So, because if you don't believe, so who will believe in you? It's very important. And you should be flexible. Flexible as a water. So water can be quiet and strong. Water can sharpen a stone. So if water meets a barrier, it can change the direction, but finally it finds the right way. So you should be as a water, and also you should have the courage to try new things, even if these things are not from your professional occupation or the field of your interest. So, but in the future, they might be very useful and help you to meet new people. Learning also, learning new, we are making our world brighter and wider. And also remember the first impression rule. So be ready to meet your future and luck every moment and new people, and keep smiling. You will never know what happened tomorrow. Maybe you will meet a certain person which helps you. And please don't complain, be positive. People like positive people with motivation and big energy. And go further, develop your skills, put the challenges, learn more, and learn Finnish language as well. It's very important. Thank you.
Thank you, Veronika. I don't know if we have time for a couple of questions, maybe quickly. I can choose the fastest one. What do you think?
Of course, yes, please.
Okay, so the first one was, can I apply for a part-time job with paid subsidy while studying?
Yes, it depends. You know, it's not so easy question, because it depends also. I think it's possible actually. So it depends on your studies, and this situation should be discovered. So it's better if you contact your personal official from the office. But I think it's possible.
Okay.
But yeah, we should discover that.
Thanks a lot. And Miriam is asking, where can I find work tries out jobs? Do all companies have this opportunity?
Actually, you should think which company you are interested in, and you just can go and ask for work tryout. So it's not a work relationship, it's totally free for the company, for employers. So during this work tryout, you will receive unemployment benefits if you have a right to these. And so you can ask different companies for this opportunity, and if you will not succeed in that, so the office also can help you, for example. So you can ask your contact person for the help, and we have different companies which provide information for us about different opportunities for work tryout. And of course, our job coach also can help you. So if you are interested in this service, you can contact us, and the job coach will help you to find the place.
Great. Then the last one, I guess, because unfortunately we are all working mothers with tight schedules and we cannot leave children in the street. So it's from Miranda. So work tries out are for B visa resident. What about the unemployment benefits? Does it apply to a specific type of visa?
So if you have a B type of residence permit, you have also a right for attending work tryout, but it doesn't mean that you will have a right for unemployment benefit. But it's if you still would like to attend work tryout, is if you want to make, like, you know, if you want to get some skills in some company, but employer is not ready to employ you, but you still want to get the experience, you can attend this work tryout, but you cannot make unpaid work in the company because it's prohibited. But it's very good to make it officially with the office, because the office will provide insurance for you. But maybe with B type of visa, you will not have right for unemployment benefits. But every case should be discovered, separately.
That's great. Actually, we have another question from Foisa, but she said at the beginning that she's based in Oulu. So I guess maybe the question could be addressed directly to her contacts in Oulu regarding how contact between the TE office and the programs with the company's work. So maybe they can have them different policy and they can answer to this question better. But I think Veronika needs to go now. So thanks a lot.
Thank you very much for this opportunity once again. And I hope that you got a lot of new information, something useful for you. I hope so.